Hi everyone, my name is Celeste. I am the homeschooling mom of 3 boys. Around this time of year, I know a lot of homeschool families are looking or thinking about standardized testing. So while I'm recording this video, we are actually in our standardized testing week. In this video, I want to share the who, what, when, why, and how of standardized testing in our homeschool. So the who is when do you start standardized testing? That is completely up to every family. Some families don't standardize test at all, some do. So I'm only going to share what works well for us, understanding that it may not work for your family. So I definitely encourage each family, do your own research, you know your children, do what works best for you. I'm just simply going to share what has worked for us in case it is of help to someone that is looking for more information on standardized testing. So our who is 3rd grade. So we as a family have decided to start standardized testing at 3rd grade. And when we get into the why, I'll explain a little bit more why we have chosen 3rd grade. So the what is in reference to which standardized test do you use. There are so many different options out there. So we have decided in our family to go with the Iowa standard test. So this is the Iowa test. We receive a booklet for each one of the boys. And unfortunately, obviously, I can't show inside the booklet, but that is what we have decided to go with. This is our 2nd year standardized testing, and both years we have used the Iowa test. We have purchased our standardized testing from Set and Testing. This video is not sponsored. This is just what I found last year when I was looking into starting standardized testing, doing all of my research, and it seemed very user-friendly. We had a good experience with them last year, so I decided to go ahead and use them again for this year. So I'll show you in their website, you're able to see that they have several different options. They have the Stanford standardized test, the Terra Nova, the CAT, and different options that you can choose from. We chose the Iowa test because it's very comprehensive. It has the language, it has math. It also has science and social studies, which some of the others do not have. And for us, we wanted kind of a comprehensive test that would cover all the different subject areas. Now, if your family only is interested in maybe getting some testing for math and language arts, I know there are other tests such as the CAT that only covers those areas. So that might be a better fit for your family. Okay, the when is the end of May. So we have decided to do our standardized test near the end of our school year. So we homeschool on a 36-week calendar. So we do not homeschool year round. We do take a summer break. I know that is different from many other homeschool families, but we finish our homeschool year in June, around mid-June. So the mid to end of May is usually when we look to do our standardized testing, because it's far enough into the end of the year where the boys have gotten a good grasp of the different things that they have learned the year, but still it's not so close to the end of the year where it's kind of like, it feels like a burden because we're kind of getting into summer mode, right? So the end of May, mid-May has really been the best time. It worked really well last year, so we decided to do it again this year. So the why. Why do we do standardized testing in our homeschool? This is a really important question because, like I said, this will vary from every family. So we do it for us. In other words, we do not submit these standardized tests to anyone. This is going to depend maybe on the state that you're in, your state laws. In our state, we have the option to just submit other type of a portfolio or end of year report versus a standardized test. So we have decided to not submit standardized testing. We do it just for us, just so that the boys get the experience of taking these type of tests so that they're just prepared for anything that comes their way. It's also great for me, even though we have a good sense of what they know, what they don't know, right? As homeschool moms, we know what our kids know and don't know, but it is interesting to see how it compares to the national norms and just kind of have that information for us. It's also always really exciting because honestly, last year when we got the scores in for our older 2 boys, our youngest was only in 2nd grade, so he didn't take it last year. It's like so exciting to see, wow, how well they did. And it really is a testament to the work that we do every day, right? And the work that you do every day. We understand that the value of the work that we do cannot be counted in a test. And even if there is an area that maybe your child does not test well, you have time. And that is the beauty of homeschooling. We don't have to be constrained to just a test. You have time to develop, the time to really be able to work on the areas that maybe you feel need a little more strength. If there's an area that your child's interested in pursuing and you see that maybe they didn't test so well, maybe approaching it in different ways. These standardized tests only really cater to one style of learning, and our children learn in a whole bunch of different styles and ways. So I always take that into consideration when I'm doing these tests. We understand that different options, strategies, even as you plan for the next school year. I think having this information is very helpful and beneficial. As we want to prepare our children for any situation so that they are best served, so that they've already been exposed to these type of tests, so that when they're older, if they want to take the ACT or SAT and all of these other tests that will be coming up for them in the future, it's not their first experience taking a standardized test. For them, it's like, oh, I know what this is. And that's kind of how we want our boys to feel as they approach these different things that maybe they will pursue in the future. Our boys previously were in public school. We talked about our transition from public school to homeschooling, and I'll be sure to link that video in case you'd like to check it out. But when our boys were in public school, my oldest son is the only one that had taken standardized testing. So there is a standardized test for our state that he took 2 years in 3rd and 4th grade. And so they already kind of had that thought. They understood standardized testing. It was a very common idea, and it was actually a very exciting time. In the school that they were, they did an amazing job really making it a fun week. They'd have special snacks and different things. So I'll talk about that a little bit now in the how we make the week really fun. I kind of adopted that and added some things to really make standardized testing week a positive, really great time. All right, the how we do this is that on standardized testing week, we do no other coursework. So all that we do is our morning meeting and then our standardized testing. So I talked about our morning meeting, and I'll link that video in case you'd like to see what components or what things are included in our morning meeting. But we gather together, we have our morning meeting, and then we go into standardized testing. I also created for them a schedule, and actually have it right here in my teacher binder. Kind of a schedule that lays out kind of the plan, which tests we'll take on which day. We always do use a student's checklist every week, just normally in our homeschool, and I shared that before. So I know that for our boys, having kind of a checklist to know what's expected for them, that's really helpful. And feel like, okay, I know what's coming, I can be prepared for it. And it works really well. On the schedule, we schedule 2 to 3 tests per day, usually 2. They actually have sample schedules or a recommendation of how to do the tests. So really, it's not a lot of testing. And being that we don't have any other coursework, it's actually a shorter day for the boys, which is also a really big incentive. They actually look forward to standardized testing week because they have shorter days, they do their tests, and then they're pretty much done with the day. The things that we do to make it extra fun is that we have extra recess. So the boys get to play outside for even more time because they're done with their schoolwork so early. We try to make it fun. We try to have special breakfasts, special snacks, special things just to make it a little more exciting. We also gave them a little gift, and it's actually funny, I'll insert it. It's just a little pen that I actually found that had just little like toppers on them. So we ended up taking the toppers off the pens, and they placed it right on their number 2 pencils. So these toppers came off super easy. So they placed it right on, and then they were able to use this special pencil for their standardized testing. And each one of them got a different topper, and it's just something really simple, but it makes it a little more exciting as they're taking their tests. We make it a fun time, so there is no stress, there is no pressure. The work that they've done all year has incredible value, and the growth that they have had throughout the year in different ways, in different areas, has incredible value. So one test is not going to take the place of that, so we don't give it too much weight. We do have it to be important. It is part of our homeschool year, something they very much look forward to, but it's not something that we, like I said, bring this extra stress or focus on. Instead, we have it like an exciting time, and honestly, we generally all get really excited for standardized testing week. We try to have a confident, relaxed, excited approach to the test, and that's what we want them to have. Whatever they have to tackle in life, be confident in what you have learned, do your best, enjoy it, do it with joy, and just do your best. And honestly, that's really what we try to have the boys do. So that is how we do standardized testing here in our home. Like I said, it is currently standardized testing week. We are having a lot of fun. It's really great. This is the first year that our youngest son is taking his standardized testing, so he's really excited to be able to join his older brothers in this new experience. I pray that this video was helpful to you. I pray that you and your family are well. I pray you are blessed. Again, I encourage you to do your own research. This has worked so well for us, and I just hope to share this in case it is helpful to anyone else. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord bless your family. May the Lord bless and establish the work of your hands. I look forward to talking to you soon.